So it's the beginning of day 55. I'm sitting here in my hammock and I'm having breakfast. Today's breakfast is loaded oatmeal, loaded blueberry oatmeal, which is oatmeal with chia seeds, hemp hearts, sunflower seeds. There's probably some more stuff in there. Let me give you a look at it. Did it in my freezer bag. So here I'm eating out of my bag. I've got my tarp down. Once I eat this, I need to pack everything up. Then I'll go down to the stream, filter water for the day, or at least for the first water carry that I have. Today, first thing, I go up over Sky Meadow State Park. I don't know if anybody's ever been there, but if you hike to the top of the mountain there in Sky Meadows, the AT runs along the top of the ridge. So looks like I go down a little bit and then hike up over Sky Meadows, then down in a couple of bumpy bumps, and then we're in the roller coaster, and we'll just see. Hoping to get at least half the roller coaster done today. Maybe more. It's 13.5 miles long. I don't think, if I add 3 miles to the front of that, I don't think I'll be doing 16.5, but a couple of options. There's a shelter partway through, and there also is a hiker hostel run by the ATC that would be like 3/4 of the way through. So got some options. We're gonna see what happens. I'll keep taking you with me. For yesterday and a little bit of the day before, and then starting today, the hiking has kind of been this closed-in canopy kind of hike. No views, just ups and downs. I mean, there are birds, and occasionally we get some flowers, but won't say it's the most interesting trail in the world. I went to a seminar on Hike It and the Appalachian Trail, put on by a man who had hiked it 6 times in various ways, and he leads supported trips where basically he carries all your gear and you hike and he meets you where you're going to camp, doing like 20 miles a day. He said he refuses to do this section of trail because it's so ugly, and he has a real disdain for this section of Northern Virginia. I wouldn't call it ugly, but I wouldn't call it overwhelmingly beautiful. So here's the Wyandotte, and I think it's going to get even more that way in the roller coaster. You're just going up and down and up and down and up and down, which I'll hit probably later in the afternoon. I think my goal is about 13 miles today. I'd be happy with 12. I'm going to have to see how it hits. In the roller coaster, one thing good about it is at the bottom of every whoop-de-doo, there seems to, not every, but every couple whoop-de-doos is a stream. So water is readily available. In fact, I'm packing less water and I need to drink some of my electrolytes here to lighten my load. So I'll just keep taking you with me. The temperature is, right now, it's 57 degrees with a slight breeze. Perfect hiking weather, just right. When you're sweating, you still sweat a little bit and the breeze cools you off, but not chilled. So it's another great hiking day. I think starting tomorrow there'll be some chance of showers and thunderstorms, but this is the Appalachian Trail, and you have rain. If there wasn't rain, it wouldn't be green. So we'll just see. Hopefully we don't get any prolonged rain events, like all-day rain events. Not a big fan of those. But anyway, we'll take it as it comes. I don't know if you can see it, but lots of blackberry bushes blooming. So people several weeks behind, a couple of weeks behind, several weeks, I don't know how long it takes for them to go from bloom to berry, will be able to just stroll through here eating berries. I've been kind of following the bloom. Back in Shenandoah National Park, had somewhere the blooms started to fall off and you could see the little green berries starting to form, but they're behind here. So keep hiking north. I keep seeing the mountain laurel bloom, blackberries bloom, keep seeing a lot of the same plants. I guess spring moves north, so come up here in a couple of weeks and you can eat your fill of blackberries. Okay, so one thought for today, as I was packing up this morning, I misplaced something. I mean, there's only so far it can be in my camp, but I was looking for it and I was like, where is that thing? And I was really tempted to get after myself. Negative self-talk. And I felt like I heard the Lord say that we need to apply patience to ourselves just like we are patient with others. And that was a new thought for me. That love is patient, love is kind, slow to anger, abounding in mercy. And that we need to be patient with ourselves, not just with others. So many times we've heard of patience talked about in the context of relationship with others, and rightly so. We need patience with others, but we also need patience with ourselves. I read a book recently by a secular author, and he was talking about what happens in our brain with the self-talk that we have. And he says that negative self-talk releases adrenaline, but after a while, if you do it so much, it just wears your body out. Positive self-talk releases something like dopamine or some positive chemical that gives us clarity. So anyway, you need to be kind to yourself. Now I got on trail a little later than I wanted to this morning, so I need to be kind to myself. I need to be kind to myself when I don't have everything in the perfect spot. So when I pack up, it all goes in just smoothly. I need to be kind to myself when I have to reopen my pack 2 or 3 times to finish the packing process. So I don't know what it is for you that you need to have patience with yourself about, but I believe it's a concept that I need to apply. We all need to apply. We need to be patient with others, but we also need to be patient with ourselves. Okay, I stopped here today for a late lunch and a nap and a recharge. This is the Rod Hollow shelter. I'm getting ready to take back off again. Would like to go another 7 miles. I don't know if that's in the cards, but we're going to take off, and if not, I'll go 5 or 3 or whatever we can get done. We're starting the roller coaster here real soon, which just means real steep up and real steep down. It just goes up and down and up and down. I think I have 6 up and downs to where I would like to go, and it would be 2,000 feet in elevation gain, which sounds a bit formidable, but you do them one at a time. So I'm taking you along with me. Okay, day 55 wrap up. I'm in a stealth camp by 2 streams in about the middle of the roller coaster. I survived the first 6.5 miles of the roller coaster. Actually, It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, honestly. There was some steep climbing, and it was hard, especially at the end of. I'd hiked 9 miles before I hit the roller coaster, so I was already tired. But then it was interspersed with some pretty gentle downhills. I thought I might have really rocky downhill, so I've kind of cut it in half. So did half today, and I'll do the other half of the roller coaster tomorrow, and then I'll get back into more normal terrain. And my friend Caboose tells me that after the roller coaster, that the terrain really gentles out and you can make some time. Today's mileage was, I think, 14.4 or 14.5 trail miles. With bonus miles, I was over that, over 15, so 2 15s in a row, which feels good. It was a hard day here at the end because I just had to get it out up those climbs. At the end of the day, your pack gets awful heavy, and you just kind of have to will yourself up and over. But the interesting thing is, I've been watching my heart rate, and even on the climbs when they were hard, my heart rate was still staying in the 140s, which is an improvement. So I know my conditioning is definitely improving. Little melancholy tonight. My guess is it's just because I've expended so much energy today. Just really worked hard. And and I know tomorrow I'm going to have some hard work to do. I'm going to start out with a 500-foot climb. And then there's probably, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 more of those to come. That's what the roller coaster is. You go up, then you go down. You go up, and you go down. You go up and down. There's just really no, other than being in the woods, which is nice, there was just really no distinguishing feature today. No views, no, I don't know, no trophy items. It's just walking through the woods. A lot of it was very close. Had a lot of overgrowth, underbrush, and I mean a lot of growth in the understory of the trees, and so it was just walking along. The only exceptional thing is that today there was water everywhere. Crossed I don't know how many streams. In the roller coaster, every bump you go up and over, there's a stream, and even before the roller coaster, there were a lot of streams. I didn't carry very much water today, which was awesome. I carried a liter of electrolytes because I need to get the electrolytes in. But I was carrying probably half a liter. The rest, well, for the first half of the day, I carried a liter. But I started carrying a half a liter because water was so close. And I didn't want to carry the weight. Good news is, my pack gets lighter every day as I eat food out of it. Bad news is the cycle starts all over again when I get a resupply. So it's a kind of a lose. Well, it's a win. It's a win for the end of a stretch. I packed 5 days food. I'm gonna see if I can make this Front Royal to Harper's Ferry trip in 4 days rather than 5, which would be kind of a huge moral victory. It'll redeem back a day, and it means I'm getting more miles in, which is good. My feet hurt tonight, but they hurt last night, and they felt better in the morning. So I'm just gonna rest them. Gonna eat some food. Gonna journal. Finish making this video and go to sleep, and we're going to start all over again. It is so much nicer to hike these climbs in cool weather, so I really need to get myself out early tomorrow morning. Just for that, I mean, I noticed it got noticeably different. I started into the roller coaster at about 2:30, and the climbing became a whole lot easier, on towards 5 o'clock when the sun had gone down, and it was starting to cool off, and instead of being in the 70s, it started to inch down into the 60s, and so being cool really helps. So if I could get out earlier tomorrow, excuse me, if I could get out earlier tomorrow and knock out the rest of the roller coaster, 7-8 miles, pretty much in the cool of the day, that would be huge. So just couldn't quite pull myself out of bed this morning. I was tired from yesterday, and I will be tired from today too tomorrow. So we'll just see if we can have the self-discipline to get up and at them. I did take the boss, which is me, said you got to take a break every 4 miles. Well, I pretty much did that. I did it in the morning, and then at noon I hiked 2/10 of a mile into a shelter and unrolled my mat, ate some food, drank water, and took a nap to get me ready for the next half of the day. That was about 1:30. I think I left back out of the shelter at 2:30 and then hiked till about 6:30. So the only thing I didn't do is when I hit 12 miles, I didn't really take a break, which I probably should have done. But anyway, those little breaks help. And I found even things like stopping to take a photograph on the way up a climb. You take 30 seconds or whatever to get a little breather. Really, just really helps give you a fresh wind. So I'm going to try to keep doing that and keeping that in mind. I met a young lady tonight when I was down getting water who was at probably 7 or 7:30. She asked me where I was going. I said, well, I'm camping just up here a little bit. And I said, where are you headed? She said, oh, I'm trying to get 6 or 7 more miles in tonight. She said, I'm going to have to night hike. And I said, how many will that make for the day? She said, 26. Man, that's a lot of miles. That's really cranking out a lot of miles. She said she was meeting somebody at Harper's Ferry for Memorial Day, and she let herself get behind schedule. And so now she's having to push some big miles. So I guess, gracious, tomorrow's Memorial Day. So she's going to do another 7 more tonight. I guess she's going to get up early tomorrow morning and crank out a bunch of miles tomorrow too. So anyway, that's life on the trail. That isn't my life. I'm content around the 14, 15 mile range. I mean, there may come a day when I get out early and the terrain is easy that I'll pump out an 18 or 19 or something, but I don't think that's going to happen on a regular basis. But you can stay tuned and see. I mean, it would be awesome to be wrong about that. I don't think I should ramp up that quickly. So give my body a chance to adjust. My joints are they're kind of chiding me tonight that I worked them so hard. But anyway, day 55 wrap up in a stealth camp by 2 streams at the base of one of the climbs of a roller coaster. That's about as specific as I can be. Let me see. At mile 1002 northbound. So crossed the 1,000 mile mark today. It's not 1,000 miles for me, obviously, but it was kind of cool. Took a photograph of it. Anyway, thanks for coming along.